Well, we have a major problem. I can't get my truck to shift. Hello everyone, happy Monday. Another beautiful day and I'm at my office. Check this out. I'm camped right on the beach of a lake. That's my campsite there. Its own outhouse is on this side, which is really cool. But it fits one camper essentially. I mean, you can, same party, maybe get 2 vehicles in here. It's whatever the rules are for BC parks, meaning that there's a maximum number of people per site. You pay a little bit extra. I don't even know if the park ranger would come by right now. It's off season. The park isn't closed. The road on the way in, there were some parts really deep with snow, but there's good tracks. So on the way in, you have to drive past several recreation sites. So this is the BC Rec Sites and Trails campgrounds. So you drive past, the first one's Epoxinum, and then Fir Flats. Hi Maggie. And then you drive past, I want to say it's Log Creek, and then you end up, and there might be one more, and then you end up here at Nahalach Provincial Park. So this is a provincial park. So I think there's like 6 individual sites. For some reason this says pad number 10. I think there's a couple of sites where there's like 1 or 2 pads per area, and they're kind of really spread out. So unlike a normal BC park where you get, basically it's one site, you see your neighbor immediately. This one here is more spread out. So the lakes are in chain. I think this is Nahalach Lake, and then the very first one is Francis Lake, and then there's another one in the middle. They're connected by these tiny little water rapids. That's really cool. And then area number 3, I guess that's the best way to describe it. So area 1 and 2 are just like this one here, and then area number 3 is an actual cabin. I'll get some footage of that. And then this is, I believe, area number 6, which is campsite number 10. This is a lavender sour from Moody Ale. If you guys have never tasted sour beer before, you gotta try it. Oh, this is one of the best sour beers I've ever tasted in my life. Alright, so oops, can't see me. When I travel pretty far into the woods, the things that I carry, the things I like to carry with me, is a chainsaw. I just want to show you what I use. So this is a steel 192. Normally comes with a 15-inch bar or 14-inch bar, but I had a 16-inch bar, which is the longest you could put on here. It's an arborist saw. It's really light. I like it because if I'm doing trail work, I can actually put that whole thing into my backpack, and along with some gas and oil, and people can't see what I'm carrying. So it's sometimes you don't want to raise attention to yourself that you're carrying a chainsaw into the woods. So in this particular case here, seeing as I already have the saw, it's actually a really nice small saw just to keep in your vehicle You know, sometimes there are blowdown across the road and you're trying to get to camp, and worse yet, a blowdown when you're trying to leave camp. So you gotta have a chainsaw with you when you're out, especially when in the shoulder season or off season like I am right now. You may not see a park ranger here or even anyone for days, so you gotta have this equipment with you. The other thing I like to carry with me, just because I'm by myself, a pair of chaps, steel chaps. Throw this on whether I'm just doing a couple of simple cuts or processing a lot of wood. I always wear these because I'm by myself, I'm out in the woods, and I'm a long ways from help. I like to wear a helmet, and for several reasons. First of all, I've got the face shield here so I don't get any sawdust in my eye or any kind of anything coming towards my face. So if I get something in my eye, again, I'm a long ways from help. Hearing protection, huge thing. And then also just the helmet itself. This is great for protection. If I'm cutting a standing dead wood and there's a widowmaker at the top, obviously I'm going to check for it, but just in case I missed it, if a widowmaker comes down, I've got some head protection. Gloves. I tried different kinds of gloves. I really like these relatively cheap, I think like $15–16 at Mark's Work Warehouse. That's in Canadian dollars. They're leather, so I can actually reach in and handle wood when it's on fire if I just need to kind of place it correctly. Again, just having some hand protection so I avoid slivers and so on. I know some of you guys are like, manly man and no gloves, but you know what? Gloves. So dinner today is going to be something interesting. So I was excavating some landscaping stones in my garden, and just so happens my neighbor had actually wanted them. So I gave them around 8 or 10 landscaping stones. They're actually pretty expensive to buy, but if you're trying to get rid of them, you don't know what to do with them. So anyways, I was quite happy to give the stones to them. But so they made me some Chinese dumplings. That was really cool. So traditionally these are probably hard to see through the saran wrap there, but that's probably you'll see that there. So I'm just waiting for the water to boil, but these are traditionally pork and cabbage, and you boil them, and then there's some dipping sauce that goes with it. Kind of like gyozas. Gyozas are Japanese, and these are, you can pan fry these as well too, which would essentially turn them into gyozas, but I'm gonna boil them because that's a very traditional way to have this. Got the water in the pot over there. Oh, just almost boiled. Hope that pot doesn't melt. The water is boiling. All right, let's get some of these dumplings in there. Some of you guys may know this as pot stickers. That's another way to call this. But it is referred to as dumplings. These are homemade, nice and fresh. So typically you would boil these until they're floating. So these guys are all floating now, so I think it's done. It is pork, so I want to be really careful. I don't want to be having any stomach issues at night, but that water is really, really hot, so I think it's done. There you go, look at that. It's kind of looks like wonton, if some of you guys know what that is, but these are dumplings. And I've got some dipping sauce. Unfortunately, I don't have the correct one. I just happen to have this in the fridge. This is the gyoza dipping sauce. That's all right. We'll work with that. So normally the way you would have this is you would serve it on a plate, and then you use chopsticks, and you dip the individual dumplings into the sauce. But I don't have any chopsticks with me, and I also don't have any dipping, they're little dipping plates. I don't have any of those either, because I'm at camp. So this is dipping sauce. Like I said, normally you would take the individual one, dip it into the sauce, but I'm just going to pour it right over the, like that. So, so I didn't know what she had in this, but it's pork, probably pork, chives. I think that's it. Pork and chives and probably some garlic. I think I see some garlic chunks in there. This is amazing. Good morning, everyone. Cloudy day today. In fact, it's threatening snow. I can feel the tiny bit of snow landing on my nose. But I'm taking a walk to the other campground here. I think it's about a kilometer back. So I'm going to take you on a walk over. It's on the same lake. I'm going to walk over and show you guys. That's funny. I was going to actually break out the pack raft and paddle from my camp over there to the next camp this way. And where my camp is, there's about half of the water is open. But as I walk along here, you can see there's no open water. So I would have gone around the corner, maybe a few hundred meters, and that would have been the end of it. So yeah, I don't think I'm paddling. So this is the previous campsite to the one that I'm at. It's about a kilometer back on the road. So this is number 9 and I'm at number 10. Now there's a couple of picnic tables. There's one here and then there's one fire pit, and the other picnic table is actually on the beach. So I'm a kilometer that way. As you can see, my original plan of paddling to here would have been great, except the whole thing is frozen. So pretty though, eh? Look at that. Oh, there's another picnic table over there. Okay, so maybe there is more than one site here. There's like the little channel. It's not even a rapid. I called it rapid earlier, but water would have to be rapidly moving. Water would have to be rapidly moving for it to be a rapid. It's not, it's just flow, so it's a channel. Yeah, it looks like there's another site over here. Yeah, site number 8. You're not going to get a Class A through here, but you can definitely get a truck camper, trailer, what have you, come down to this little point. Oh, this is pretty too. Wow, look at that. Nice little access if you're towing a small boat. Rustic boat launch idea. A couple of picnic tables. Fire ring. So there's the channel that I'm talking about. It winds through. There's the channel, and then there's a lake on the other side of that. There's I think 3 lakes altogether. I'm pretty sure this is Nahalash, and then the Francis is the furthest one. I can't remember the name of the one in the middle. Oh, there's more than just the 2. There's 6, and potentially even number 5 would be over there. Man, I think I'll come back in the summertime. We're coming back here in the month of May. We're doing the cleanup in Hope at Lake of the Woods during the day, and then we're coming out here. Last year we did a 2-nighter at Opossum. Is it pronounced Opossum or Opossum? I'm not sure. Man, 10 flies. I think I started processing wood about maybe 10:30 or so. I went overboard because it's kind of chilly out. I know I'm in a t-shirt, but it's actually around probably 1 degree or so. It is raining. So I'm just kind of anticipating like a cooler evening. It's pretty early. I already got the fire started, so that's why I kind of figured I'll just process a big pile. Picked up some garbage. See that there? And there's actually a lot more in the bush there. I carried out what I could. I'll go back and get some more later. But this campsite's not too bad. I mean, not the worst I've ever seen. It's mostly just random beer can, beer bottle kind of thing. So, all right, lunchtime.
It's gonna be just fine. You gotta hold on to my hand. These are mines and roll for too long. It's gonna be a fire, it's gonna be a wave. Look at all this water, it keeps pouring up my face. It might be overwhelming, oh so overwhelming. Slowly we keep trying, try to find a way. No one has to know, I see a struggle to explain. Rest and know it will blow over. You know, seas and skies may strain our course with a sound, a raging voice, but it's okay. It's okay. So let it start. So let it start.
Well, that was a nice walk. Lots of garbage. Picked up what I could. Good morning, everyone. Well, this is kind of strange. When I got up at 2 in the morning to go to the bathroom, I noticed all of the ice on the lake is gone. Look at that. Go, Maggie. Okay. Okay. Come on, Maggie. Up. Come on, Liz. Up. Good girls. Well, we have a major problem. So I'm ready to go. I'm all packed up, and I can't get my truck to shift. I don't know if it's because my truck is up on rocks and it's actually weighing heavily on the transmission, like the whole truck is sliding backwards a little bit. So I'm gonna go dig out the rocks underneath the rear tires and take some of the weight off it and see what happens. But this is problematic because I'm pretty far from anything. All right, so I've dug out the ground underneath the rock and to make the truck more, or taking the weight off of the tires, hopefully. I think I have. Let's see if we can get it started. Or not started, but let's see if we can get it to shift. Okie dokie. Okay, we know it starts. That's not the problem. Yes. Look at that. I'm no longer stuck. I don't want to put it in back in park. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. You guys don't understand how far away I'm from civilization. So these, so the rear tires were on top of these rocks, but the weight of the whole truck was just coming off because I obviously ramped onto the rock, but I didn't want to come off the other side, so I just ramped up on this side. So the weight of the truck was on this side of the rock. So that's this side over here. So all I did is I just dug out the ground underneath. Okay, gotta move the truck. I had to move the truck and then obviously patch the ground here. I don't want to leave it like that. Well, I think my adrenaline is still running from that little adventure. So we've driven a few kilometers, and this is, I looked it up on the map, so this is Hannah Lake, area number 3, or camp pad number 3. And this log cabin, rustic log cabin, you can rent this from BC Parks. So check this out. This is obviously an old trapper cabin at some point. I'm assuming it's locked up. Maybe. Oh yeah, look at that. Basically just a room. There's a little loft up here. No ladder to get up there. You gotta climb up somehow. Just a little wood stove for heat in here. That's kind of cool. About as rustic as I can get. Well, this is pretty, eh? So this is Hannah Lake, and connected by the channels to the other. That's what this thing is. It heats up the water. Yep, I can see it. There's the water intake. Oh, look at that. That's cool. So you heat up the water and then you gotta clean it out a bit, but you fill this up with the water that comes. This is a water jacket. That's what that is. I guess you it takes 3 hours to heat full tank. Yeah, it's pretty gross. Might take a couple of flushings before I want to use that. I think I'll just stick with my truck camper. It's a little, I like rustic. That's really rustic. Anyways, I'm still alive. Long drive ahead of me. Thanks for sticking with me on this one. I thought it was going to be a really uneventful trip right until I tried to put the truck in gear to drive away. Oh dear. All right, thanks guys. We'll see you in the next one.